Hello, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Porcos Overroad, and I hope you're doing alright. If not, that's okay too. On the last episode, we beat the game with the Silent, and on this episode, we will be slaying the Spire with the Defect. Now, I've been putting off this episode for a little bit because I was a little bit worried about losing my win streak, but at the end of the day, this is just a game and we're here to have fun. So the Defect, I think, is the hardest character for me to play. He's got a lot of complicated builds, but we're just gonna do it. Let's get it. At least confront the first boss. I'm taking Niao's Lament. It'll make the first couple fights pretty easy. And if we get a little bit lucky, we might be able to hit this elite with the Niao's Lament still active. And that is looking like an interesting path. We'll have to fight another elite. But I feel like every time you can do that, you can do the play with the Niao's Lament, you should. So let's just go ahead and end this fight. I think we might actually get an achievement here. Yeah, we got Come At Me. Win a combat without playing an attack. And so we just let the zap finish that guy off. That's pretty good. Now Fusion is interesting, but it's a little slow. Steam Barrier is a pretty good early card. And a hologram can be useful. I'll take the Steam Barrier because it's a nice early card. Let's hope we don't get any combats here. We got the Shining Light. Find a shimmering mass of light encompassing the center of the room. Its warm glow and enchanting patterns invite you in. Let us enter. Got some nice upgrades. And as you walk through the light, you notice that the light is absorbed into you. It's scorching hot. However, the pain quickly recedes. You feel invigorated, as though you received a well-deserved slap. And let's get the next event. Perfect, we didn't get a combat. We got the wing statue. Among the stone and boulders, you notice an intricate, large blue statue resembling a wing. You find gold spilling from its cracks. Maybe there's more inside. Now we're taking a bunch of damage, but I think it'd be good to get rid of a strike to make our deck a little bit more consistent. Someone once told you of a cult that worshipped the giant bird. As you kneel in prayer, you begin to feel lightheaded. You wake up sometime later feeling strangely fleet of foot. And let's get rid of a strike. Now our next combat will be nice and easy. We just hit these guys with a dual cast, and they'll both be taken out. And gold, the Gambler's Brew, and a card. Now, we could get started with a claw build. It could be good if we get the right cards. Compile driver for an ore build, or heat sinks for a power build. Let's take the claw. Let's try to get a lot of claws. And let's go into... Actually, I didn't realize. We get a little lucky here. We could take this path instead. And that would allow us to fight the boss without having to face this second elite. Let's try to get lucky. I want these 2 fires. Oh, perfect. We got a chest with the molten egg. This is a great relic to get early. Whenever we get an attack, it'll upgrade it. Perfect. Now we can get another upgrade. Smith. And I do like upgrading the zap, so it's free. Let's do that for now. And we face the elite, which will only have 1 HP, plus a little block. And the dual cast will finish him off. 28 gold, a meal ticket, and a card. Ooh, perfect. This is exactly what we're looking for an all-for-one build, or claw build. Leap is pretty good, but we gotta take the gold one. And we can get another upgrade. We could start upgrading the claw, or we could get a little bit more defense. I'm liking this run already, so I think a little defense is always good. We got another chest with the white beast statue. Now this is excellent because potions are very good in this game. This is looking like a very good build already. Got a nice path here with a bunch of events. Let's take that. And we'll be able potentially to finish that guy. We can play all the cards in our hand, so no hard decisions here. And the mini slime is finished. And as we get licked by the acid slime, and now you can see how good all for one is. We'll get all these cards back, play them all, and do a little bit more damage. And finish the acid slime with the dual cast. Flex potion. Now, we don't have power cards yet. Bullseye is a fairly good card for doing orbs, although our build right now is for claw. And loop is a solid card. I think I'll take loop for now. And let's see what these events hold for us. You have the golden idol. You come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. You sure don't see any traps nearby. Let's take it. And I do want to keep my max HP. I'd rather not take a curse. We're running a little low on hit points, but we'll be able to heal before the boss. Although, I would really rather not die with this current build. Take the injury. I think we'll get enough gold to remove it, especially with that golden idol. We find the Purifier. Before you lies an elaborate shrine to a forgotten spirit, which is perfect because we can pray to remove this injury. As you kneel in reverence, you feel a weight lifted off your shoulders. Great. Next event is a combat, but we've been getting pretty lucky so far, so alright. Looks like we're gonna take a little bit of damage here. And I do want to block. And we can get some lightning up, which will apply twice. Now, we can claw and dual cast. Take that louses out. Strike, and on to the next turn. The louse is going to gain a little bit of strength, but he doesn't have a lot of HP, so he will be taken out as we get a Distilled Chaos. Now, a Leap would be a pretty good card. It's just a better version of Block. So it's a nice safe pick for almost any deck. And we can fully block, play the Zap, play the Dual Cast, do a good bit of damage. And we may be able to finish off this Slaver. Yeah, I think we do have exact lethal here. And already our all-for-one build is coming together. We can see the combos with all these zero-cost cards doing a lot of damage. And one strike to finish off this slime. Now, we do have the white elephant, so we should be using these potions because we'll be getting a lot of them. I think this Gambler's Brew we can get rid of for now. And another claw, perfect. Stack is pretty good. You've got a lot of cards in your deck, but it's the perfect pick. Now we have found a beautiful warm fire where we can find another upgrade. Law would be good to upgrade, as would Leap and Loop. I think a nice safe pick is always to upgrade the Leap. Next time I see another fire, I'll probably upgrade the Claw. And we're fighting the Slime boss. I think this guy is probably the easiest floor 1 boss. We set up our loop on turn 1, do a strike. As he hit us with the goop. We have been gooped. On this turn, we'll be able to do quite a bit of damage. We don't want to use a steam barrier because it loses a little bit of its effectiveness. Now, you might not want to trigger his splitting, which you will see shortly, because if we can get him to split, as you can see, he splits when its HP is at 50% or below with the current HP. So if we can do a lot of damage to him, then he would split with less HP. However, it is looking like we won't be able to do too much damage. Let's just hit him with this Distilled Chaos and see what happens. Alright, we didn't get any damage, but we'll be able to get him to split before he hits us with that big damage attack. Now each of his children, or whatever you would call these guys, each have 60 HP. We can gain a little block. This guy with a claw, strike, and get rid of the slime. Now both of these guys split too, but I think we're looking pretty good, especially because we can hit all of our 0-cost cards. We can actually kill this guy before he splits. And these claws are doing a lot of damage. This is already looking like a pretty good run. He'll split, but each of these guys will only have 5 HP. So it'll be an easy next turn win. We just strike this guy, and we strike this little spike slime, and we get the boss achievement for defeating the slime boss. Get our gold, get a fire potion, and a nice gold card. Seek is pretty good, especially with the all for one. Machine learning, also pretty good. And multicast, if we were doing an orb build, I'll take the Seek. And we get our nice boss relic. We can transform 3 cards and upgrade them. Take the black star for additional relics. Or sacred bark. Now we do have that white elephant, our white beast. So the sacred bark is going to be really good. Let's take that. This guy, this fire potion now deals 40 damage. That would be a free win for a lot of fights. Let's look at these paths. I feel like I'll take this right path. And to get there, we can go this way. Let's start here. And we begin our battle against the Spheric Guardian. Could just look for the all for one immediately, but I think for now we can just pass. This guy does have a lot of block, but he's not dealing too much damage. We can just play our cards and get set up. Start dealing a lot of damage with our claws and our lightning. Now I could finish him off. So this will draw the dual cats. Will deal 16 damage, and then these two each deal 3. So that's 22 damage, plus this. I think we actually have exact lethal. Let's try it out. Boom, boom. Bop. And these go at the end of the turn, so it's an easy finish with exact leap. The Blessing of the Forge could be good, but I am liking these potions. Food Sequence is a nice card. It will save you from a bit of damage sometimes. I think I will take it. Now let us fight these birds, the Byards. Could we knock one of these guys down? We can, like so. We can block and deal some damage. we can dual cast, see where that lands. We can finish this guy off. Now, do I want to take 10 damage? I could add a skill, or I can finish one of these guys off with a fire potion. Either one would work. I think the fire potion is a little bit less flexible, so let's just finish him off. And we can block most of this damage. Let us leap, loop, zap, and strike. Here we can all for one. Oh, I forgot that get stuff from the discard pile and not the draw pile, but that's alright. This Bayern should be finished off on this turn with a nice strike and a nice claw. Get gold, get some focus. This piece is very good for build, but it looks like we're going for the 0 cost and the claw build. So let's get a beam cell and see what the event holds. The Face Trader. You walk by an eerie statue holding several masks. Something behind you softly whispers, "Stop." You swerve around to face the statue, which is now facing you. On closer inspection, it is not a statue, but a statuesque, gaunt man. Is he even breathing? Face? Let me touch? Maybe trade? Lose 7 HP to gain 75 gold. Or we can get the 50% good face, 50% bad face. Well, let's see what these faces are. Oh, we got the face of Cleric. At the end of combat, raise your max HP by 1. That's pretty good. For me? For me? Oh, yes. Yes. You see one of his arms flicker and your face is in his hand. Your face has been swapped. Nice face, nice face. So does he have the defect mask now? Let's take this path and visit the shop. And here we can block, boot, beam cell the mystic, and claw him. Could all for one straight away. Not a bad play. Let's do it. We've got enough block, and this will give us back our beam cell and the claw. Strike to finish off the mystic, loop, and the centurion should be easy without the mystic to heal him. He is doing a fair bit of damage. We'll take a little bit of that, but let's just work on getting his HP down. Hit him with dual cast and claw and defend. Taking another 2 damage. Not ideal. We'll find a place to heal. I think our meal ticket can use that at the shop to get a little bit more HP. Should have applied the vulnerable first. He might have actually been gone, but next turn our lightning will finish him off. Great. Now Now, regen potion, especially with the doubled effects, is pretty good. And we're not really running a orb build, so I think it makes sense. You know, for focus with the lightning is actually pretty good, especially since we have loop. But honestly, all of these could be quite useful, so I'll take the regen instead. Defragment is a good card. Hologram will make our deck a little bit more consistent. Definitely want to hunt for those all for ones, because that is the key to our deck. And we can visit the shop, get some nice healing. Ooh, the frozen egg. A little bit later now. We can start each elite combat with 2 strength. Ooh, the unceasing top. We make some very interesting combos with that. Melter is pretty good to have 1 copy of, but I will take the unceasing top. And we can get rid of one of our strikes to make our deck a little bit better. And proceed. Get ourselves an upgrade. We have full health. Upgrading Seek could be pretty good. Yeah, I'll upgrade the Seek. Now we fight this snake plant, which is pretty good against a claw deck. But we will be able to get through this. Himself, claw, hologram. We want some block so we don't take too much damage. We could take the Seek, which I think is the play here. We'll be able to get our leap, and I'll take a defend. I want to play this safe. Don't take any damage here. We can zap, dual cast, and strike for some good damage. He enfeebles us with frail and weakened. With our all for one, play the zap first, play the other 0 cost. Our claws are yet to be drawn, but that's alright. Let's just gain some block. If we got a little luck here, we would have had lethal, but our lightning finishes him off. We get the gold. Fear potion, I think we can skip. And another claw would be great. Go for the eyes as well would be pretty useful, but I think a 3rd claw is the move. That is probably enough claws for the deck, but once we get our combos going with all for one, we'll be able to do tons of damage. Now the Snecko does make our cards cost different. So a 3 cost claw is not very good. We could play the leap and the claw, or we could play the hologram. Now if we hologram, do we get a 0 cost claw? Great. Now this Neko is quite bad of a debuff for a 0 cost deck. You might want to play one of these. And just save ourselves from a little bit of damage. Because we will be getting another potion at the end of this. And 0 cost all for one is quite good, although we do not have cards in our discard pile, but we can seek. I do want a little bit of block, would be good. Play this 0 cost, or I could just play a bunch of my claws. I think I might have lethal. I'm just gonna, oh, I made a misplay. All right. I should have played these first, and then the all for one would have worked. Whoop. We'll still make it through this. Taking more damage than I would have liked. Luckily we do have the regen, and we can just keep going. And get our all for one back and finish him off with a claw. Get ourselves another focus potion, and 2 boot sequences is probably not too useful. Self-repair could be interesting. Cool-headed. Oh, I did not mean to take that, but it's alright. We can always get rid of it if we have to. And we get ourselves a bottled tornado. Pretty good. We can start every game with the loop. And next, let's upgrade a card. Because we start every game with the loop, it's probably a good idea to upgrade it, because we'll be playing that card a lot. We can go this way, see what the shop holds. We don't have a lot of gold. Now these guys are pretty annoying to fight, and we have barely any gold, so it's not that big a deal to lose it. You do get a relic for fighting them. I'm just gonna skip it. 50 gold's not a lot to lose. Hey, this guy gave us all his gold. What a sucker, right? Get this, I just had to ask nicely. Who knew? I certainly didn't. What a chump. Yeah, maybe I should have just fought them. Gang, let's all have a laugh for this wondrous occasion. Haha. Ho ho. Ho ho. Ho. Alright, yeah, I should have killed those guys. But it was only 50 gold to lose. What can you do? Now we loop, boot sequence, claw, hologram, and then we play a second claw, get lots of block. The strength is pretty bad, especially if this guy tries to multi-attack us. We'll be okay. Get our frost, more defense. that is a lot of strength, but this dual cast will get rid of the Mystic. We get another Lightning, and the Seek will let us get Beam Cell, and all for one. We play Beam Cell, all for one, and now you can see the build really coming together. All for one gets tons of cards back. Ancient Potion, kinda useful sometimes, but I think our build has been pretty good. I do like having a Melter. Reinforced Body is pretty good, especially against opponents with a lot of damage. I think it is smarter to just take the Reinforced Body. We will be fighting this second boss soon. This guy's kind of scary. Get a nice heal, but we got no gold. We can just window shop a little bit. Yeah, these would have been okay, but let's just get out of here. No sense hanging around when we got no gold to spend. We find the Council of Ghosts. This is one of the best in the game. It's super useful for the secret final boss, which we have yet to see, but we need to unlock that first. As you continue your ascent, thick black smoke begins to billow out of the ground and walls around you, coalescing into 3 masked forms that start to speak. Another puppet of Meow, I think. Agreed. She always makes the funnest toys. You notice an oversized grin as a third addresses you. Ignore the others. Would you like a taste of our power? Now, it definitely does get rid of a ton of our HP, but you will see that this is a super good event to take. Now, it would lower the consistency of our deck, but I'm going to take it. Excellent. As the ghostly shape speaks, you notice its large mouth opening wider and wider. Thick black smoke spews forth and envelops the room. You cannot see or breathe. Just before you lose consciousness, the sensation stops. Whatever these things were, they are gone now. You continue on, feeling rather hollow. We do have not a lot of HP anymore, but these ethereal cards make it so you only take 1 damage per attack. Pretty good against bosses. We definitely don't want to get hit with anything without one of these apparitions, though. So because of that, I think it might be smart to upgrade one of these block cards. I'll do the Reinforced Body for now. And we're ready to face boss, the Collector. Now these do disappear if you don't play them, and they also disappear if you do play them. A little bit inconvenient. He's got his minions up. Get our zap. Play the claw. Apparition and the hologram. Get I think rather than the claw, we might actually want to play this with the focus and play this like a lightning build. I might have been able to get another stack of the ethereal with the apparition. I forget if these stack. Oh, we check on this turn. Play another apparition, which will get rid of all this damage. Yeah, let's see. Okay, we do get 2. So I should have played that on the other turn. Oh well. We play our block or play a strike. Let's just keep the HP for now. I do wish that 7 damage would have hit this minion. Our loop takes him out. And we can all for one this guy. Claw to finish him off. Or we can just hope that our lightning finishes him off, which it probably will. Play that. I'm just gonna wait. You're gonna debuff us. Alright, let's just get rid of this guy. And we want to keep our lightnings. Do some good consistent damage every turn. He hits us with that pretty nasty debuff. Vulnerable, frail, and weak. Now an apparition on this turn would have been great. Do I have any left in my deck? I don't. Alright, that's a little bit scary. You see how the apparition effect can be pretty dangerous sometimes. I could play my all for one and a bunch of claws. Wait, no, it draws from draw pile, not discard. I don't have anything in my draw pile. I wonder if this just gets rid of itself, or if it'll allow me to draw anything. I definitely don't want to take that damage. Well, let's do it for science. Okay, that's not exactly what I expected. Oh, that. Okay, I don't know. That was kind of weird. I feel like that was a bug, but it's alright. Alright, I am getting worryingly close to dying here. Not exactly part of the plan. I'm just gonna pop the regen, I think. Yeah, I think we'll be able to get enough potions back. Now, if we were fighting the secret boss, the apparition is super good. But against these normal enemies, yeah, it is a little bit dangerous. But I think we're gonna make it through. I did get a little bit unlucky. This reinforced body could have saved me. Another all for one will end the collector though, and we get the achievement for defeating the collector. Get our gold, get a colorless, and buffer, pretty good. Vision, if we were doing a certain build. Amplify would be interesting, but let's take the buffer, let's be safe. You can see how that fight was a little bit risky. We can get the fusion hammer, get the inserter. Oh, I did not mean to take that. I'm making a lot of misclicks. Oh, alright, this might end the run for us. Gain energy at the start of your turn, you can no longer see enemy intents. Okay, if I lose this run because of the misclick, I'm gonna be pretty sad. But, okay, let's just do it. You get to see. Yeah, I don't think I would ever take this relic. This is gonna be a bit of a disaster. I'm gonna be not too happy, I think. But let's just play it out. We can take this. We want to avoid combat as much as possible because of this Runic dome. Yeah, I am playing on a trackpad, so that is why I'm making these misclicks. And yeah, I really wish I did not have that card right now. We're just gonna have to play very safe and just try to block, especially with the apparition effect. This is definitely looking like a run of all time. Okay, we can law. Get rid of some of these guys. Hologram, all for one. Great combo. Follow this guy to finish him off. Fly vulnerable. And I do like the idea of doing more damage to this guy before he gets too much thorns. We have no choice here but to defend. Which is great because he attacks us. And next, we'll just play these ethereals, I suppose. And this ethereal should protect us from all those thorns. And next turn, our lightning will be able to finish him. Yeah, we definitely need to play super safe because this Runic Dome is gonna cause us big problems. I think a stack would be great. We meet again. A cheery, disheveled fellow approaches you gleefully. You do not know this man. It's me, Ranwid. Have any goods for me today? The usual? A little fellow like me can't make it alone, you know. You eye him suspiciously and consider your options. I definitely like the beam cell. I would like to keep my gold, and we're getting a bunch of potions, so let's just get rid of the potion. We get thread and needle. Start each combat with 4-plated armor. That's pretty good. Exquisite. Was feeling parched. Glup, glup, glup. He downs the potion in one go and lets out a satisfied burp. He rummages around his various pockets. Here, look what I've got for you today. Take it, take it. Pretty good trade, I would say. And we can see these events. We've got the slimes. Now again, we just have to play super duper safe because we have no idea what these guys are doing. Definitely would have liked to known. Yeah, I don't think this relic is ever a good move to take, to be honest. Let's just keep it pushing. Our build is pretty strong, but some enemies and bosses might be able to take us out in one turn, which would be great to know about. And let's just keep doing damage. do we have in our draw pile? We can keep the Seek for now. I don't think those cards are too urgent to play. Now you can see how good Apparition is. It's preventing tons of damage. But once these apparitions run out, we will be in a bit of trouble. The hologram will get us... Oh my goodness, I meant to pick the offer one. Alright, I'm making tons of misplays today. But we are going to make it. Yeah, I need to change these trackpad settings. Because I don't need to click. When I just tap it, it does the click for me, which is not really what I want. I can finish one of these guys off, but they will. And we don't need block because we have the apparition still up, but yeah, I am feeling a little bit nervous about this run right now. Which is not ideal because we did start off with a great build. Hopefully these guys aren't doing tons of damage to us on this turn. Luckily our block covered it, even though I have no idea what these guys are doing. Can strike, beam cell, claw, and then get some block. And hopefully finish these guys off next turn. This guy will revive soon, so we want to finish them all off at once. And they are defeated. Get our potions. I do like beam cells, but with this deck, yeah, I think another beam cell could be good. Match and keep. A gremlin is madly shuffling cards on a table. This monster seems to be a harmless one. You approach him out of curiosity. 12 cards. Match them to keep them. 5 tries, no do-overs. Are you ready? Let's start. Okay. Now we don't want any bad cards here. Like this one, so let's not match that. Honestly, I don't know if I want any random cards here, so I'm gonna match them a little bit. Now, do I want to flash a steal? It's 6 free damage. Yeah, why not? I'll take it. Wait, did I get the upgraded version? Okay, I did. Cool. You complete the gremlin's game and look up. He disappeared. Now, I did not fight any upbeats because without knowing these intents, it could be very bad for us. Let us play this block. And oh, I should have played that Seek. Where did that card come from? Apparition, Flash of Steel, Dual Cast, get rid of the Exploder, and Frost would be nice. We can defend and try to get this guy down before he makes tons of thorns for himself. Another apparition. Defend. Beam cell. Strike. And stack. Why am I drawing a card at the end of my turn? Oh, it's the unceasing top. Whenever you have no cards in your hand, draw a card. It's a little bit delayed. I wonder what's up with that. Apparition. Defeat that guy. And our very strong deck is getting us through this. Oh my goodness. I gotta pay attention to this unceasing top. But the dual cast will finish him off. And we get thorns. I do want that. I think I prefer that to the weak. Although, because this deck is so negatively affected by this runic dome, I think I will take the thorns over the weak. Let's see what card we get. Another beam cell. Double energy I like. Yeah, let's take a double energy, even though our deck is based around all these zero cost cards. Now, do I want weak or liquid bronze? I'll take the liquid bronze. Now, campfire is good. I prefer campfire or 2 random events. Or, yeah, campfire and 2 enemies or 2 random events. I'll take the 2 random events. Make a nice shop with a tea set. That's a great card. Got the happy flower. That's also a great relic. And we got the prismatic shard. This is a pretty dangerous card to take sometimes. Although we do have basically a complete deck, so the prismatic shard will potentially let us get some interesting synergies. I do like this Dark Shackles, but I think I gotta take either the Happy Flower or the Ancient Tea Set. I'll take Happy Flower. As we find the ominous forge, you duck into a small hut. Inside you find what appears to be a forge. The smithing tools are covered with dust, yet a fire roars inside the furnace. You feel on edge. You get the warp tongs, which upgrade the card at the start of each turn. We have a lot of upgraded cards. I don't think we need too many more to be upgraded. And the pain is pretty bad when we have all this low HP. I think I need to just take the forge. Now the buffer could be pretty good to upgrade, especially with this runic dome, which I'm really regretting taking. You decide to put the forge to use, and then clang, 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 improve your arsenal. Next combat, we got this guy. Looks like he's taking a nap or something. The moth. Get our apparitions set up. Claw and the fruit sequence. And I forgot about the unceasing top again. And set up the buffer. Although I don't want to waste the buffer, which we don't have any. Oh, we do get some block thanks to the plated armor. So long as it doesn't hit it with a ton of multi attacks, we still keep our buffer. And we can beam cell, apparition, all for one. Hit him with a bunch of these claws and other attacks. We could claw him again with the seek, or we can keep it for now. We can flash of steel, hologram, get ourselves the all for one back, and then hit him with all of our damage. Great. And we still have the apparition, so we're not in too much danger. Another apparition, and it looks like this turn is just a block turn. Love that relic that lets you carry over some block, but we just keep hitting him with our damage. Luckily we do have a barrier in case he hits us with a bunch of attacks. And our unceasing top would have let us play a ton of things, but instead we just play a ton of block. Lucky for us, he was doing a lot of damage on that turn. We hit him with the claw, flash of steel, a strike, and let's seek to find some damage. And hit him with the all for one. And get ourselves gold, explosive, and streamline, go for the eyes, or cold snap. I do want a card that will apply weak against the boss, but I have so many cards already. It is somewhat good to be able to space out the apparitions, but I think with how many cards we have, I'll take one go for the eyes. I think we should start skipping a lot of the cards for now. The gold and the Juzu bracelet. This is a great relic to get early, not so great to get on the 3rd floor. Will only save us from 2 combats, but we'll take it. We can smith. And upgrading one of these apparitions gets rid of the ethereal part. I think I will just do that. Makes that card a little bit more useful. Now we can get 2 fires here, or we can go into a shop. Or we can see the events. Now we got the Juice of Bracelet, so let's just see what these events are. The Tomb of the Red Mask. A highly ornamented tomb can be seen on the other side of a floating path. Upon reaching the tomb, you notice a slot for gold coins with a scratched out inscription above it. I wonder what that said. Now 87 gold is not a lot to lose. 1 week is not too useful, but let's just take it. An opening appears in the tomb and out slides a small red mask with a note attached. Take from others as I have taken from you. Now that's not truly a nice message, but the relic is okay. Now we got more of these slimes that bring themselves back to life. Not ideal. Oh, I definitely should have played that. Gotta remember this unceasing top. But I just have the instinct to immediately end turn. Probably from Hearthstone. Now we can do Apparition. No need to play the double energy, but you might want to just get rid of it. Now I don't know which one of these intends to attack. It's not that guy, but one of these guys is planning to attack. I can just play this and then start running the unceasing top. And that guy's planning on attacking. And a Seek. So I actually didn't want to kill that guy because now he'll revive soon. I could play the buffer now. And a claw would probably be good. Get our apparitions up. It looks like we're just blocking a bunch of times this turn. More apparition, more vulnerable, more dual cast, another strike, and defend, and I should have put that. I think this is a record number of misplays for a Slay the Spire run, but we made some good card choices. So, we can do tons of damage on this turn. And finish these guys off. Now, dexterity, I do want that for the boss. The flux potion, I've been keeping that so I can do tons of damage on one turn. I think we just skip these. I've got tons of cards in this deck right now. Another reinforced body might be okay, but let's try to be consistent. Jutting from the chaotic terrain around you, a bony sphere surrounds a mysterious glowing object within. While you are curious what lies inside, you notice some sentries keeping an eye on it. With this Runic Dome, I am trying to be safe, so no need to be greedy. As we fight the last enemy of this run before the boss, this guy is super bad to not know what he's going to do because the reactive usually lets you change what he will do. So we're just going to have to play this fully blind. Do some unceasing top plays, which is great. Yeah, this is a great relic to have with a zero cost deck. Wood. Yeah, let's play these. And play some claws if we had them. Instead, it looks like we're going to be playing Beam, Cell, and Zap. Pretty good. I would have liked to keep my apparition, but let's see what he does. And now we can play our beam cell into our all for one. Deal tons of damage with all of these zero cost cards. And he's probably changing what he's doing tons of times, but we have no idea. And then we can gain some block, and hopefully he's not gonna one-shot us or something. Not bad, 15 damage. Here we can double energy. Oh, and we get the adrenaline achievement for having 9 energy during a single turn of combat. Pretty good. And then now we can run through our deck with the unceasing top. We got tons of energy, so we'll be able to play tons of cards. Can I grab the all for one? I would not be able to play it. I don't have enough energy. So I'll go for another claw. Should have played that. He deals 1 damage to us. And it looks like smooth sailing from here. In spite of the Runic Dome. And we miss lethal. But should be an easy win from here. As the claw finishes him off. And we get gold, the swift potion, which could be better than some of these guys. But I think for now we'll just skip it. And we can smith. And I think I will create a second one of these in case I ever am in a situation where I would lose one. And we begin our battle against the Time Lord with no idea what he's gonna do on each turn. Let's definitely get our buffs up. And loop. And move sequence. And full-headed. Don't really want any of those to block. No, there's no way he's doing more than 59 damage on this turn. Company. But he is doing 15. Thorns are pretty good. Now let's just do a bunch of damage. The unceasing top is synergizing super well, although this guy has this ability. I'm sorry if you can hear that playing in the background. Got Seek, which will get us the all for one back. Forget how many claws and such we played, but we can play one of these claws, and he ends our turn. I forgot about that. He gives us draw reduction, but we'll just be able to play all of these. This guy does kind of hard counter the unceasing top, but we are doing quite a bit of damage. We do have our buffer. And he ends our turn. Now this guy is a pretty hard boss fight for our zero cost deck. But we are doing a good bit of damage here. Double our energy. And just keep going through our cards before he forcibly ends our turn. Now, Reinforced Body is a very unlucky draw. We'll just get tons and tons of block. But hey, we get the Impervious achievement for having 99 or more block during combat. We can keep cycling through. And he's going to end our turn against our will. But we can play our claws before that happens. The thorns are pretty good against this multi-hits. And perfect, we finally got our all for one. We can play that. Hit him with all of our claws. I think this is the turn where we use our Flex Potion. We have plenty of cards we can play before he time warps us. And we're doing just tons of damage. Almost even finished him off. I think our lightning actually does the job. So, with this, we were in this run with the Runic Dome. I think potentially the worst relic in the game. We get the Time Eater achievement. And we proceed. To thump, to thump, to thump. A deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire? The source of this evil? You charge your core to its maximum. Attack. You deal 749 damage. The heart squirms and bleeds, but is ultimately still pounding. Are your mightiest attacks not enough? You ask yourself, have I been here before? You feel that you have dealt a total of 2221 damage to the heart. A total of 14,636,643,707 damage has been dealt by all who have challenged it. Heart pulses louder and louder as your consciousness fades. I sleep. I get the Sapphire achievement for beating the game with the defect. Victory. Ascension unlocked. New unlock. I got one perfect actually for defeating a boss without taking any damage. We got champion for defeating an elite without damage. And a bunch of other nice little score boosts. We got ourselves a rebound, equilibrium, and echo form. Echo form is pretty great. Continue and proceed. And we watch the credits roll. I'm gonna speed through it a little bit. We've seen it a couple times. And yeah, I would definitely not recommend taking the Runic Dome achievement. But luckily our 0 cost all for one build got us through it with tons of damage. And with the ethereal event. And thank you for playing. And thank you for joining me on this defect run. Definitely got a little bit dicey there at the end, but we made it through. And we have unlocked the 3 keys. We can find out what that means on the next episode. I've been Borko Souro, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. Goodbye.